Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Yes, utter disgust. Utter, complete disgust. Yes, that's what you see in my face right now. After what happened today, man, is just, you know what it is, man? They're laughing at us. They're laughing at us because they think we're too stupid to understand what's going on. And apparently, most of the public, the American public at least, have become so dumbed down they literally can't walk and chew gum at the same time. It's utterly nuts. You guys can hear me. Thank you, Salty Dog. I appreciate that. Anyway, look, man. Post market wrap up Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. Someone here, who's here a lot, good guy, World War III mutant, talks about, hey, Greg, offer some solutions and no doom or less doom. Look, man, it's over for us. That's the truth. The solutions are in our face. The solution number one, you all know this, is to return us to a constitutional money system. But every single day that goes by, here in the United States and around the world, we're being pulled further and further away from that. We're being thrust into a system that none of us voted for, none of us want. A crypto system, a cryptocurrency system, probably the most least stable asset class the world has ever seen. But that's what we're adding to the U.S. strategic reserves. Make it up. You can't make it up because it's impossible to do, unless, of course, you were living in a place called dystopia. Yeah, this is dystopia on a grand scale. But what else would you expect when you have puppets, uh, things, creatures, non-human entities being put in positions of power? I mean, overlords. You and I have been talking about this for 1,000 years. And that's exactly what's going on here. We should be adding vast amounts of gold and silver to the U.S. strategic reserves. That would be a solution, World War III mutant. But we're not doing that. We're adding the most volatile asset class the world has ever seen. Uh, and it ain't gonna work, of course. I'm a big crypto guy. You know that. But this is the last thing we need is Wall Street with their ugly, disgusting hands on this. With companies like BlackRock now, the whales, the crypto whales. Is that what you want? Really? They're gonna drag this everywhere they want. Jeff, thank you. Floating, Greg, any thoughts on back floating rate debt? We'll talk more about this stuff later on. But I appreciate you help me out here. Anyway, guys, look, man. So the number one solution is we need to return to a constitutional money system. You all know that, but it's not happening. Okay. What's happening is a systematic, deliberate deconstruction of the current system. This is no accident why we're here, why people can't get by, why people are suffering here on an epic scale, wherever you live in the world. If you live in a so-called developed economy, you're getting wiped out. So the solutions are replace them all. Every single world leader right now, get them out of those positions because all they have is the best interest of the central bank, which they serve. They don't serve you. Do you see a single action today, really, out of, let's say, the current things sitting behind the White House, or the last freak Biden creature, mummy man, sitting behind the resolutions? What did they do? What are they doing now? Zero. What's the Fed talking about today? Oh, we're going to cover that. But the solutions are everywhere. With regard to with rate cuts that are coming, and you know that because you've been talking about it for 1,000 years, we don't need these things. We need vastly higher rates to return purchasing power to the currency. We got to start rebuilding the system by rebuilding the currency. We ain't going back to a gold standard. Forget about it. Okay, we're not going back to a constitutional money system, but they can return purchasing power to the currency. Does this sound like a solution to all of you, or guys like World War III mutant who says Greg doesn't talk about solutions? All he talks about is doom and gloom. Look, I appreciate the fact that the guy is here, but the guy does not follow our work at all. Let me fix my hair, do a little bit. Now I'm getting so many complaints about my look these days. Incredible thing, man. I really don't give a damn. I really don't give a damn. But that's okay. Look, man. So let's just cover the markets and talk about what happened and what's going on. Let me just say this. On the back of what came out of its mouth today, the pimp, but he's more likely, he's like a pimp. Someone brought that up earlier when I was reading through the comments, which I do. Powell, I called him like, what he's some kind of a ruler over some kind of witch's demonic coven or something else, but he's really almost like a pimp, kind of like what's his face here, Besant here, who's another pimp peddling U.S. debt and telling us everything is completely fine. Meanwhile, people can't survive. It's completely fine for people like Besant or Powell. They're doing great. The 1% and 2%ers, they couldn't be doing any better than they are right now. But what we heard today was obviously, look, let's just cut to the chase here. Nothing as we expected. And, look, man, I could have been wrong, but the general consensus was nothing was going to happen. What came out of his mouth today was from this year, 2 more cuts. That's what they're expecting. And then all the way through 2027. So the market think of what I'm saying here. The market just heard that it's going to get greased with epic sums of easy money on the back of artificially suppressed rates, massive destroyer for the purchasing power of the currency. Okay, World War II mutant. There you go. They're not giving us any solutions. Neither is our illustrious president. Okay, where's his solutions here? We're not getting any. Of course, that's what you can see. He's working with the Fed. He's the one calling for lower rates, and the Fed's going to lower rates all the way through 2027. And that wasn't enough, really. It did push the stock market higher, but look at these numbers here. Not even 1% on the Dow. The NASDAQ was the biggest winner here. Like the tech sector, the whole market, honestly, has taken quite a pounding as of late. But in my opinion, and I've been telling, it's actually out in the Trends Journal now. You guys got it first. I'm telling you, this is just a normal correction so far. Could it change? Well, look what they're doing over here in Yemen right now. President Trump has ordered the strikes to be doubled. We're double pounding Yemen. You can't find it. It's almost completely devoid out of the American news media right now. You can find little bits and pieces, but you got to look overseas to find out what's going on. Again, we can't know what's going on. The American people can't know it. So if it's out of sight, out of mind, we're not in another war. Oh, yes, we are. An open-ended war, which is now getting progressively worse. Make this stuff up, man. Anyway, now, again, this is a very muted response after what we just found out. I want you to keep these numbers in mind as we read through a few things here. 10-year yield did fall. Okay. This is to be expected here. The Fed's telling people they're going to be buying debt. And not just that, with regard to their balance sheet, hold that thought because I'm going to show you what their balance sheet looks like. David, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Man, I'm having a hard time reading what you're writing here now. Revalue gold. Yeah, we're talking about this nonsense here. They're going to revalue it to fair value. It's unbelievable, man. That's another way we could have a solution here. Our illustrious president could enforce the Gold Reserve Act of 1934, which means he has the sole power to revalue gold at whatever he wants. I say it should be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 an ounce. Monetize the gold, back the dollar with it, and we're all good. But that won't happen because that would take power away from the Federal Reserve. All that's happening here is world leaders, including President Trump here, tell me where I'm wrong, calling for lower rates here, is doing all he could to empower the Federal Reserve, just like he did last time. The Federal Reserve is going to be so much stronger at the end of this term of this president that people are going to wish for something different, but they're not going to get it. So as I said, 10-year yield did fall today. Nothing overly dramatic, but falling nonetheless. Now, the dollar is dying, man. And what the Fed is doing right now and has promised to do with rate cuts moving forward, it's over. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. The dollar's dying, man. The world is de-dollarizing. The world doesn't want our dollars. You don't want our dollars. No one wants our products. The United States is being isolated around the world. It's over. It really is over for the United States. All the war, all the talk, all the rhetoric, all the nonsense ain't bringing it back. It's just not going to happen. But we could fix this. I'm telling you right now, whichever world leader, and I was hoping it was going to be President Trump, would actually, let's say, for example, utilize the Gold Reserve Act of 1934 wins. The rest of the world would not know to do with itself. The Federal Reserve, the creatures that dwell within the halls of the Federal Reserve, the pimp, Powell, he'd be out of a job. He'd be out of a job by the second President Trump finished signing the executive order. Instead of signing an executive order to go from paper straws to plastic, he actually did this. If we were to do this, we could actually make a difference in the world. What the man is doing with regard to paper straws to plastic straws, is that really helping you out? No, he's laughing at you. He's laughing at you. All these world leaders are laughing at you. They think you're an imbecile, the highest possible order. They don't want you watching this blog. I still can't post on Twitter because I called Elon Musk for out what he is. He's a Satanist, okay? Our president is a Satanist. I'm sorry. The president's sidekick is a Satanist. Yeah, so that's why I'm being banned over there. So dollar, not looking good here, even with this little blip. Commodities, okay. A little mixed. Nothing major going on here. Crypto's catching the bid pretty much across the board. Look at XRP. Look at XRP. I'm going to talk about XRP in a moment. So anyway, these are just some headlines we're going to talk about. We're going to laugh. Stocks higher following Fed rate announcement. Stocks higher on Wednesday after the Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged. But as you and I said, they would talk about what they're going to do moving. We know that we have their playbook. Do you realize that you and I have their book? Just as if you notice it, Creature Powell Pimp, when he's asked a question, he looks down. Nine out of 10 of these questions are scripted. He knows what he has to look at the answer. Okay, okay, here's the answer. So we have their playbook. And the playbook is exactly what you and I expected. They're laying the groundwork for rate cuts all the way through to 2027. So let's talk about this. So anyway, Fed left rates unchanged. That said, the Fed kept the outlook for 2 rate cuts this coming year, noting uncertainty about the economic outlook. They know exactly where it's going because he's already said, look, man, if anyone doesn't understand that we're being systematically destroyed, that the economy is being systematically wiped out, then I guess you really should be beamed to another planet because it's so obvious. It's just freaking incredible. Let us move forward. Obviously, this happened. 2-year Treasury yields lower. Now look as Fed sticks with his 2025 to 27 rate cut forecast. People, this is it. The dollar, the end of it, it's over. We're out of freaking time. And could you only imagine what this means? Again, you know what I'm going to tell you. Lower rates means the purchasing power of the currency gets destroyed. Let's see how you like dealing with skyrocketing cost of living moving forward. Yes, because that's exactly what's happening. See, they're laughing at you. They're laughing at you again. Any politician or a central banker that tells you we're going to lower rates for you, you know that they are working against you. When are some of you going to wake the freak up? I don't know. I read through the comments. I can't believe this. Some people literally that follow this blog, I think are completely brain dead or brainwashed or psyoped or something else. You can't make it up. Now, let's look at this for a second before I have a meltdown. Fed sees higher inflation and a slower economy moving forward. Meanwhile, in another headline, the Fed can't predict what's going to go happen. They have no idea. It's uncertain what's going to happen. But here, the Fed is telling you that we're going to have higher inflation. You see what they're doing? They're playing their usual game. They want to keep you off balance. They think that you're so dumb, that you're so dumbed down, it's stupid, that you can't focus for more than 3 seconds, like a goldfish. But that ain't true. Anyway, Fed sees higher inflation in a slower economy. Okay, let's talk about that. The Fed sees higher inflation. How are they going to fix it? By lowering rates, which weakens the currency. People, make that up. Make it up. Now, slower economy. What they're doing is they're laying the groundwork. Okay, everyone, don't worry. We're going to speed up the economy because we're going to pump it full of more easy money. At what cost? At the cost of killing the dollar. I dare one of you to make this up. I couldn't make this up if I tried to. Now, let's talk about something else. Let me show you something before I show you a headline. This is the Fed's balance sheet from 2008. Do you notice a trend going on here? The Fed is buying it all, okay? You're getting a little blip here and there, a blip. You see my projection here? This paper is from months ago where I made a projection as to where the Fed's balance sheet is going to go. So I want you to think about this. This is what the Fed is doing. They're buying it all. These are assets on the Fed's balance sheet, but they want you to think that this is just, this is their quantitative tightening Does this look like quantitative tightening to you? Or does this look like full-blown quantitative easing to you because the Fed's buying it all? Duh. Listen to this one here. Fed says it will slow balance sheet runoff. This is what they're talking about. This little dip here. The Federal Reserve owns all kinds of things here. Basically, treasuries, mortgage-backed securities, and they hold these things to maturity, and then they reinvest it, okay? So what the Fed's trying to say is, well, they're not going to do that anymore. So what's going to happen? Bang! You see Greg's projection right there? How many of you want to bet that Greg Mannarino is going to nail it to the wall? Yeah, we're going to nail this one to the wall because this is what's happening. They don't want you to see this. Nobody wants you to see that. And this is right on the Fed's website. I always tell you, the truth is hidden in plain sight. You can't make that up either. How about this one? The US dollar's dominance may be ending. Really? Really? Who doesn't see that one? This is, again, proof positive that they're laughing at you. They think you're dumb. I happen to know that you're not dumb. This is Bank of America. Treasury struggled to reflect deteriorating economic outlook. The U.S. economy, in case you don't know, in case you're brand new here, we're getting some new people here, and I want to thank all of you. These views for this blog are skyrocketing over the last month. We're doing something right. Anyway, Bank of America, our favorite bank, which is being set up to fail, you all know that, okay, is telling us what we already know, that the economy is deteriorating and there's nothing being put in the way to stop it. We are at war right now. That is going to vastly inflate the debt. Deficits ballooning. Is that going to help the United States here? This war, as you all know already, is a joke. And the joke is on you because this has nothing to do with terrorism. This has nothing to do with shipping lanes. This is about pulling debt into the now to allow the Federal Reserve to inflate and fulfill its goal. So when you see this politician here, our beautiful, illustrious president, telling you this is about terrorism, this is about shipping lanes, you know he's lying right to your freaking face. Okay, just so you know, he's lying to your freaking face, just like Biden was lying to your freaking face around the clock. Nobody beat up that creature Biden mummy man, vomitous puking mess that he was, than me. And you all know that. You all know that. Greg hates Trump. What should I do? Lick his toes like some of you want to do? You want to lick the crud out from between his toes? Good for you. Enjoy yourself. Have a good. I hope it tastes real good too. These are human beings. Every single one of them is angled against you, including our current president, which is, I don't know whose president. Is it Elon Musk or is it Trump? You guys and girls, let me know. I don't know. Either one of them, okay? They're not working for you. Doge is really making a difference. You know they are because they're telling it, okay? All the numbers. Elon Musk admitted they're not real. But all the so-called fraud, I'm waiting for an arrest. I'm a patient man. When do you think we're going to see one arrest? Are we actually going to claw back any of this money here that was supposedly misallocated, or there's fraud here? Are we going to see one high-level arrest? I doubt it very much. But you see, again, it's a game. They think you're stupid. I know you're not stupid. This is about XRP. Very good, lovely, and fantastic. You and I are doing well with this. Now, for those of you that may be interested, because I keep getting questions about this, Greg, should we buy Tesla? Greg, should we buy Tesla stock? Tesla stock. Say that 3 times fast with me. Tesla stock, Tesla. Let's try this again. Ready? Tesla stock, Tesla stock, Tesla stock. I can't say it 3 times fast. Can you? I don't know. Maybe I have some kind of neurologic disorder, which is obvious. Anyway, so Tesla got booted from Vancouver Auto Show over safety because Tesla has become the symbol of Nazism pretty much around the world. You see what's going on? They're being tagged with Nazi swastikas and all that stuff. They should be putting, I don't know, something else on it too. You know, Elon Musk's symbol for what he actually is, you know, the upside down cross that he wore on his chest as the Baphomet outfit that was his Twitter picture for over a year. Yeah, I'm banned from Twitter. No, my page is still there. I just can't post anything new because it's a free speech platform and you know it is. Build up a little bit of a following like Greg Mannarino has. Say something that they don't like and you're going to get blocked from posting too because it's a free speech platform. Make it up, man. Make any of this stuff up. You can't do it. You can't do it. Anyway, with regard to Tesla and if you should buy it or not, if you're interested, I did a complete breakdown, a technical breakdown of Tesla my outlook on what's happening here and whether you should be buying it or not. And that depends on your own outlook after you read what I wrote. I also placed trades there for you. If you want to see this, it's right on my website. Link in the description of this video. All right. I'll tell you something. From a fundamental, what I did for you on my website is a technical breakdown, basically looking at indicators. Okay. From a fundamental standpoint here, I should say you'd want to stay away from this. Again, Tesla and Elon Musk have become a symbol. Symbols are very powerful and very important. Okay. Tesla and Elon Musk have become a symbol of Nazism. It's pretty much everywhere. Are you seeing what's happening, or are you not paying any attention to the news at all? I don't blame you if you're not. But dealerships are being attacked, shot at, burned. Charging stations here, Nazi swastikas are being posted all over the place. So from a fundamental standpoint, some of my neighbors here, a lot of my neighbors own Teslas, and even some of those really big Cybertrucks, I think they're called. They're afraid to drive them. They're afraid to drive them right now. One of my neighbors here around the corner here told me he's getting flipped off. He's getting flipped off. People are actually flipping him off. Anyway, like I said, man, it's kind of crazy what's happened here to this thing. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on, guys and girls. You want to talk about anything else? You want any questions, you guys and girls want to DeLorean? Didn't you love those DeLoreans? I loved those things. I mean, those Gullwing DeLoreans. Those were the coolest things. You want to hear something crazy? I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was a kid back then, my dad used to be the general manager of a dealership that used to sell DeLoreans and Volkswagens. It was a Volkswagen. I wish I remember the name. I think it was Five Towns Volkswagen, BMW, and they sold DeLoreans too. I remember when those things were brand new on the showroom floor when I was a little kid. My dad used to take me there with him on the weekends, and I would wash the front line of cars. It would take me all freaking day, and he'd throw me a few dollars. And I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a lot of fun. I know they weren't exactly the fastest cars on the world, but they were cool, man. They were definitely cool. Your dad built DeLoreans? That's awesome. That is awesome. Greg, are you still holding Bitcoin? I bought Bitcoin at 17,000, as you all know. Pulled out a nice profit out of that, and I've started buying it again. I am big into cryptocurrencies here. We have someone here that's trying to, of course, as they always do, attack me. They can't attack our message. I love people like that. Imagine a person that has nothing to do with their time except sit home in their mommy's basement and look at porn all day, and then they come out here and think that they could, they're in the wrong place, man. Anyway, it's amazing. Anyway. You had a toy DeLorean. Yeah, they were pretty cool, man. They were pretty cool. All that stuff. 1983 Plymouth Arrow was your first car. My first car. Wow, man. My first car was in 1972. Yes, I'm old. It was a 1972 Pontiac Le Mans that was smashed in the front. I couldn't even open the hood. I think I paid a couple $100 for it. That's crazy. Anyway, guys and girls, 88 miles per hour, 72 Monte Carlo. Nice car. You guys want to talk about anything specific, or we think we covered a lot here? I want to hear from you, of course. You know that. Anyway, we got this, people. Anything on XRP? Dude, did you miss? You got to watch the video from the beginning. I'm not going to go over it again. I talked about XRP, talked about what's going on. You and I bought XRP a while back, and we have done very well in XRP if you got in with me. And I'm sure you probably did if you follow this blog. 64 bug. Oh, no, that's a nice one, man. That's a nice one. Look at some of these cool cars here. Vauxhall Astra. Whoa. Love this stuff, man. Datsun. You remember that? What was the commercial? Drive a Datsun. Was that it? Drive a Datsun, then decide. I told you I'm old. 67 Fairlane. A split window vet. I do not own a split window Vet. 63 split window Corvette in pristine condition is a big money car. Big money car. Opel GT. Look at all this 64 GTO. James, that's nice, man. Look at all this, man. You guys are the best. I love you guys. 57 Chevy was your first car? Was wow, 64 Super Sport. I'm assuming you're talking about an Impala here. That's pretty awesome here. A Rabbit convertible, Forbidden Planet. I love those old Rabbits from the old time, from the old days. Those Volkswagens. Oh, they were great, man. There was a 70 Plymouth Satellite, 4-door, 6-cylinder. You know something, dude? That's a pretty freaking cool car too. It's definitely a pretty cool car. Anyway, all right, guys, listen. I think we're gonna call it here. I love you guys and girls. Thank you for being here. Honestly, for your support. If I've earned you a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. Check out. I would love to hear from you, and you don't have to be a technical guy or girl to read my conclusion. Again, if you click on, there's a link in the description of this video. You'll see a take you to my website. You're going to see my breakdown of the S&P 500. Then you're going to see my breakdown of Tesla. Let me know what you think about it. And again, from a fundamental standpoint, being that Tesla really, or maybe not maybe the car too, which is such a shame. You guys are probably going to hate me for saying this, but I happen to like the car. I think I almost bought one. I came within like this close to buying a beautiful red Tesla a while back. I didn't buy it though, but I thought about it. I thought about buying it, and I didn't buy it. But anyway, I feel bad that property is being destroyed. But Elon Musk and subsequently his car have become a symbol of Nazism. And that's why we're seeing such a pushback. From a fundamental standpoint, it probably wouldn't be too smart to buy one here at this point. But from a trading standpoint, there's going to be a lot of money to be made here, people. A lot of money to be made. So go have a look at what I wrote on my website. Again, there's a link in the description of this video. All right. Love you all. Thank you. Share the video. Get it out there. Are you surprised about anything we spoke about here? The dollar is dead. I'm going to leave you off with that. The Fed is planning on cutting rates 2 times this year and continue to cut to 2027. You know what that means. The purchasing power of the dollar is evaporating. It's gone. It's over. And you're going to hear more calls for a weaker dollar moving forward. That's how stupid they think you are. It's really a shame here. We have Lava. Thank you for being here. Obviously, she's awesome. There are a lot of opportunities everywhere. Love this girl. Guys and girls, listen, if you have not followed Lava, please follow Lava. She's fantastic, and she really will outline things for you in a way that you can understand as well. A quarter-ton Datsun pickup. Actually, that's a pretty cool vehicle. 76 Chrysler New Yorker. You guys are incredible, man. I can't believe this. All right. Love you all. See you in the morning. And we got this, people. Look, man, they're going to play their games with us. They think that you and I are useless or useless idiots. Should I say that? We are not useless idiots. I want you to understand that. That's what they think are. Our president thinks are useless. We are useless idiots. So did Biden. That's the way it is. We are not useless idiots. We are way smarter than they are. You know why? Because we know what they want. We have their playbook, man. We call this blow by blow by blow before it happens. It's an incredible thing to see. And you don't got to be really a rocket scientist to figure this out. You know what their goals are. You know what they're trying to achieve. It's too simple. They make it too easy for us. The only people who don't understand are those who have been completely brainwashed, psyoped, or something else. I don't know what it is. I really wish I could define it, but it's kind of crazy. A Schwinn 3-speed. Good for you. Good for you. All right, guys and girls. I'll see you in the morning, all right? That's it. Please, people, look, man. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you tomorrow.